Yes, thank you very much for being here tonight and giving me the chance to talk to you for a few minutes. It's been a tough year for all of us really, and like certain people in my life and in the work that I've done, I wouldn't have been able to do my job to any standard at all really. We've had our differences, but I think and I hope that we've always respected each other in our disagreements, and we both travel on the same road towards making UCC a better place for everyone. Your dedication to issues like alcohol awareness, your availability during crises like the floods and tragedies, and your strides in bringing student services into better communication with each other is invaluable, and I thank you very much for your work on that. Thanks to everyone involved in student services, from the heads of the units down to the staff. I'm not going to name you because I leave someone out. It's been an absolute pleasure working with a group of people so dedicated to student well-being and the student experience. I only hope that my successor, Padraig, who's there, Padraig Rice, has as good an experience as I've had to. You're all understaffed, under-resourced and under a lot of stress, but the creativity and the innovation that so many of you have approached the situation with is very, very heartening. It's a credit to you all. To the staff of the Students' Union, I'd echo all the previous comments, and I'd thank you for welcoming me to the family of the SU and for putting up with my whinging and the mess that I've created, the condoms, leaflets, the other paraphernalia in my office, the storeroom, the waiting room, the common room, and almost every single part of the SU building. My mum is smiling, but she's not surprised at all that I'm a messy person in my office. She's on the stage in her room. Seriously, no, it's disgraceful. To the student health and needs, I'm not sure if you're here, but thank you very much for all the work you did. To the welfare working group, also known as the Welfare Monkeys, you're fantastic in everything you did, and I'm exceptionally proud of you all. To the students of UCC, thank you for changing my life by letting me into your lives. Your passion, dedication, and enthusiasm are an inspiration. This is the part now where the tears might come, so just a warning. To my mum and my dad, who baked roughly 600 chocolate Rice Krispie cakes to get me elected. Things like paying for my entire education and supporting me unconditionally no matter what I do. You're a testament to the power of parents' belief in their child, and the value of education that you've instilled in me from as far back as I can remember is what has brought me to this university, to this podium, and what I hope will bring me far from you, so thank you. To the executive of the SU, you've all been wonderful help and support, and considering you're all full-time students, your dedication has been extraordinary. Sorry, I'm breaking the other maximum. To my fellow Splats, the younger brothers and sisters I never really wanted. I laughed, danced, sang, rapped, and definitely cried in every single one of your offices this year. I hope that years from now we'll be like old war veterans who meet up and discuss the good old days when sleeping on your desk was not only acceptable but perfectly normal. Taking a day off meant you went into the office for an hour or two instead of from 10 in the morning until 10 in the evening. And when the workers in Domino's Pizza not only recognised your voice but remembered your order and were to deliver to every single time. You've been the best friends that anyone could ask for, and I only wish I could bring you with me still. So I suppose to move on to some thoughts from the year, Raven, thank you, which I survived without crying, so I'm very happy with that. So for the future, I mentioned earlier that it's been a tough year, and it has been for students and for staff, and to be honest, the entire country. And I do believe that next year will be as bad and probably worse, so good luck with that project. My big hobby horse this year has been financial woes, and I think anyone here really has probably heard me going on about this over and over again, and the hardship that students have been suffering from. I've had homeless students living in cars. I've had students living on friends' couches because they literally couldn't live anywhere else. I've had students arriving into my office literally starving. Our emergency fund has had to pay out more money this year than ever before, and that was made possible thanks to the efforts of Con and Dennis MacDonald, who made the top up for that this year. The one shining light in this situation has been the students themselves, really, and their willingness and their determination to better their lives for themselves, their children, and their children's children. I don't need to tell anyone here that education is the key to escaping poverty, both on an individual level and as a country. We must continue to nourish all students, regardless of how much money rests in their bank accounts. The future of our country rests on this. I'm putting a challenge to this university, to its president, to its staff, to make this university a place where students feel safe, supported and valued regardless of where they come from. A place where people from all walks of life are celebrated and welcomed and allowed to contribute equally. Positive steps were taken this year with contributions to the Student Assistance Fund, but with mature students looking to be under increasing pressure for next year because of government measures, with 1 in 5 students experiencing redundancy within their own home in the last year, and with talks of further hikes in the registration fee. The time is now for the university to respond with a specific action plan on student finance and student hardship. UCC's strategic plan calls for widening participation by students with non-traditional backgrounds by 2012. Now is the time to put in place the supports for this, otherwise it's all empty promises and broken dreams. There's a quote I like to use, and I know I used an email to you, President Murphy, about students with disabilities, and it says this: a society is ultimately judged by how it treats its weakest and most vulnerable members. UCC will be judged as such, and I do hope that all of us here can step forward and ensure that we're not found to be lacking. I've been immensely proud to be a student of UCC, I'm immensely proud to be a colleague of everyone in this room, and I thank you all for making me here as a